You need to prevent the little spermy guys from getting up into your vaginal canal. Don't send him nudes. You need to be wiping your ass well enough to where there's nothing left. How do you shave your butthole? Hi guys, my name is Dani, and today I'm filming one of my favorite videos to film ever, and that is answering questions that you're too scared to ask your mother or your father or whoever it is that you ask questions to. I have done 2 of these videos in the past, and they're truly my favorite videos to film ever. Here I am with part 3. I am wearing my own merch. I asked you guys on my Instagram at Calleiro if you had any questions that you were too scared to ask your mom that you wanted to ask me, and I got a whole bunch of answers and I'm really excited about it. So if you want to be involved in my future Q&As, because I do a lot of these on my Instagram, you could end up in one of my videos, who knows? Just follow me on my Instagram so you don't miss out on that. All right, first question. What to do if your guy best friend wants nudes and you like him, but he has a girlfriend? Don't send him nudes. Definitely don't do that. He also definitely shouldn't be your guy best friend if he is like that. So let's just get that out of the way. Is it normal to miss my period for 30 to 35 days as a 13-year-old? I don't know if I should see a doctor or not. When you first get your period, it's very irregular, pretty much right off the bat, and it's gonna be irregular for a very long time. For me, I still don't really know when my period's gonna come, and I'm 20 years old. Do you mean miss your period for 30 to 35 days as in you get it 30 to 35 days later than you're supposed to get it, like your cycle's like 60 days long, or your cycle is 30 days long? Your cycle is how long it takes from the day that your period ends to the day that your next period starts. So a normal cycle is anywhere from like 28 to 40 days. Anything past 40 is a little bit irregular and definitely should be looked at if it happens for long periods of time. But I would say while you're young and when you're 13, I mean, if you think something's really wrong, there's nothing wrong with going to the doctor, but it's definitely fine to wait it out, wait even a couple years and see if that consistently happens. What does it really feel like to be in love? I really think I've only been in love with one person, and that's my husband. I used to think that I was in love with a lot of other guys. When I was a teenager, I told some people that I was in love with them, but looking back and after I started dating my then boyfriend, now husband, I was like, oh wow, I really didn't know what love was. There's just a difference between like really, really liking somebody and then loving them. Like you can't really know until you feel it. For me, it was just like a feeling of I would do anything for this person. I'm so peaceful about this person. I love being around this person more than anybody in the whole world. And like, it's so deep, like it goes deep into your soul and you like feel it deep in your chest, but like in a good way, not in a bad way, or like kind of like where the person just makes you cry just thinking about how much you care for them and like knowing that you would realistically sacrifice anything for them. That's kind of what I think it feels like to be in love. What is the first time like with someone who's never done it? Like, do we both act confident? I did a whole video about your first time and losing your virginity and stuff like that. I got a lot of questions about that, like does it hurt and what do I do and how do I know it's due, da da da. But I already answered a lot of those questions on my other video about losing your virginity, so definitely go watch that. But for this question, I would say if you're both having your first time, it's just about being honest and not lying to the other person and not pretending like you know stuff when you don't, because you don't know what you're doing and nobody knows what they're doing their first time. Like, and like, it's okay if it's awkward. It doesn't have to be some perfect, amazing thing. It's probably not gonna be some perfect, amazing thing. So don't pretend like you're something you're not. Does my first time count if it wasn't consensual? Honestly, virginity is a made up concept and your first time doesn't really have to be anything special at all. So if somebody like took that from you, you can 100% restart and say, no, like this is gonna be my actual first time. Like that's really up to you and your own brain, but I'm really sorry that that happened to you and my heart breaks for you and I really hope that you're okay now. It's your life and it's your body and you get to take control of it and do whatever the hell you want with it in the future. So if you wanna restart, go for it. Next question. How do you shave your butthole? You sitting there watching this video, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you're either in a relationship or you're single. If you're wishing that you had a relationship or you're just hoping and praying that you never lose the one that you have, let me tell you something. You're never gonna find true love if your armpits stink. Picture this. You found somebody you like. You're cuddling with them. You're in close proximity with them. And what's that smell? It's your armpits. They're leaving. They're disgusted. It's over. So how do we avoid this situation, guys? What do? We find a good deodorant and we put it on our armpits. Like Native. First, I just want to say thank you to Native for sponsoring this video, but let me just tell you guys, I've been using this for a few weeks now and it really works. Not only has my husband not divorced me yet, but my armpits are also protected and so are my clothes because it doesn't get everywhere, unlike every other deodorant I've ever used. The packaging is plastic free, it's made from paper. Yes, you heard that correctly. They have a massive variety of scents. I got cucumber mint, coconut and vanilla, citrus herbal musk, and they all smell heavenly and they last me all day long. As I said before, the texture is amazing. They're not sticky. Look, it's literally literally see-through. I just put it on my arm. You can't even see it, okay? Not to mention, it's aluminum-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, safe for the pits. Also, it's vegan and cruelty-free. And did I mention that it's plastic-free, guys? I've been searching for a plastic-free deodorant for so long. I was super annoyed that there weren't really any options on the market for eco-friendly deodorant packaging, and now I found it and I'm never going back. So if that's not enough reasons, 3 plastic-free deodorants from Native are usually $39, but if you use my link and my code DANIC, you can get 3 deodorants for $29. That is 25% off, and you get free US shipping. Once again, guys, use my link and use my code DANIC and get 3 deodorants for $29. That's 25% off, and you can get free US shipping. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. You want to find love, you want to keep your husband, you want to attract everybody you could possibly attract, you got to get this stuff on your armpits, okay? You won't regret it, I promise. How do you shave your butthole? Basically, you just need to pull one of your butt cheeks up. If this is me holding my butt, you have to hold the razor in one hand, pull your butt cheek up with the other hand, and then basically just do this. It's really hard to explain, but you have to just do this and then switch hands and then do this. And then you also have to get like your butt crack from like behind. So like if this is your back and this is where your butt is, then like the razor needs to go like this too, like on both sides, because usually hair will go like all the way up. But if you like pull your butt cheek to the side, you should be able to get pretty deep in there. You just gotta like get it out of the way. And you can also like rotate your leg and also lift your butt cheek and like really get in there. You could use a mirror if you don't want to miss any spots. And you can also like put your leg up in the shower or something like that, but just be careful and go slow and use a nice razor just like you would shave any other area down there, because you really don't want to get cut. It hurts a lot, especially in that area. But I've also talked a lot about shaving in my other 2 videos, so go watch those if you want to see a full thing about shaving your nether regions. All right, how exactly are babies made? So this person is not asking about sex, this person is asking about science. I'm no scientist, but from my understanding, here's how it works. Inside of a man's semen, there are millions of sperm, little baby sperm, okay? When the sperm goes inside of a woman, or the person with the female reproductive organs, it goes in, and the little fishy sperm guys swim around all up the canal, and they're looking around and they're looking around, and they look for an egg to fertilize. And they have to take a long journey, and it's very rare that they will actually get to the top and latch onto an egg. Most of them die in the process. But if one of them gets up and finds an egg, and the woman happens to be ovulating and has eggs in the region where the sperm needs to get to, then the sperm and the egg, they meet, they become one, and eventually it becomes a baby, okay? There's my jacked up, unscientific way of describing it, but that's how it works. And that is why you need birth control. That is why you need condoms, because you need to prevent the little spermy guys from getting up into your vaginal canal. Speaking of birth control, next question, where do you get birth control? I really wanted to answer this question because I recently had an amazing experience getting birth control from an online website. I use Simple Health. I think I would make a whole video about this in the future, but there's Simple Health, there's New RX, there's the Pill Club, there's a whole bunch of ones, but Simple Health is my personal favorite because I have a family history of bleeding disorders, and those can like, you know, interact with the birth control pill. And so I wanted to make sure I was super safe. And one of them, which was New RX, I took the quiz and I said I had a blood clotting disorder, and they were just like, well, sorry, we can't give you any birth control. But the other one, which is Simple Health, an actual doctor looked at my answers and selected something that they thought would be safe for the potential of me having a blood clotting disorder. And like a human being texted me and said, hey, since you have this family history, we're suggesting this one for you, the progestin only pill instead of the combination pill. It was a great experience. So if you have the capabilities of doing that, even if you don't have insurance, they can still help you, and it can still be way more affordable than going to the doctor, because you don't have to pay for the actual doctor's visit. It's like a $30 or something consultant fee, but that's it. It's super awesome. If not, you can go to Planned Parenthood if you don't want to go to the regular doctor. If you want to go to your regular doctor, pretty much everybody, I'm pretty sure, supplies birth control. So I'm gonna leave the link for Simple Health in the description. I'll also leave the other ones just in case you guys want to check those out, but definitely be safe and be smart when trying to purchase birth control, because it's no joke and you need to take it super seriously. And if you potentially have anything that could interact with the birth control, you need to make sure that you list it when you're filling out these forms and stuff. Like, don't lie to them just so you can get birth control, because that could be really unsafe. There's my 2 cents. Is it naive to want to make your first time special? Is it too much to ask for? I don't think so at all. Even if your first time was like stolen from you and you were taken advantage of, or you regretted, like I said, it's kind of all in your brain. And so you have the choice to decide who you want to do that with. So if you want to really have a special and meaningful first time, then just wait and like date somebody first and like get to know them, even get married first. Like do something that you know is going to make it more special and more meaningful. Usually that's just taking time and getting to know somebody and like doing it with somebody who you truly know in your heart of hearts is a good person, but it's pretty much in your control. So no, I would say it's not too much to ask for, because there are plenty of people out there who are also wanting to do that with people who genuinely care about them and love them and treat them well or whatever it is. So definitely not. All right, guys, a couple more questions. How to clean bloody underwear effectively. I actually just did this the other day. I went through and I cleaned like 5 pairs of my underwear because I kept accidentally staining them on my period and I was very mad about it. I used Shout, the stain remover. That worked magic, worked wonders. But let me tell you guys the trick about getting blood out of things is time. So I personally have always had a problem with like leaking and stuff, and I still struggle with it sometimes. But if you can rinse whatever it is that you got blood on with hot water as soon as possible, it should come out super easily. But if you forget or it dries or whatever, just put stain remover right on it, let it soak, get a brush and scrub it, even do it twice, and it should mostly come out. If you do it a couple times, like, and you use an effective stain remover like OxyClean or Shout or something like that, it should work perfectly fine. Definitely rinse it as soon as possible and try not to let it dry if possible. Is it normal to get poop streaks in a G-string? There should never ever be poop in your underwear, whether it's a G-string or regular underwear, anything. Like, you need to be wiping your ass well enough to where there's nothing left, even if you put a G-string in there. Like, maybe get some wipes, invest in a bidet, a tushy. That's awesome. But no, there should never ever be poop in your underwear, ever. Even if it's only a little bit, guys. That shouldn't happen. You need to clean your ass a little bit better. Some more questions that were already answered on my other video were how to actually insert a tampon, what should I expect for my first time, how do you shave down there. There's a lot of questions that I already answered, so please go to my other videos and watch those, because I like to think that I give okay advice. So if you want the answer to any of those questions, just go watch the other videos and they're all in there. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment of this video. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about, make a video about, expand on, please let me know, because I love to hear your guys' feedback and know what you want me to talk about. But other than that, I love you guys, and I hope that I helped you a little bit and gave you a little bit of knowledge today, and I will see you in a couple of days. Goodbye.
Oh,